The Dallas Mavericks just robbed the NBA. On this channel, we've been following very closely on the status of several key players that are needed to get paid over the summer. And just recently, we saw just the other day, Daniel Gafford getting paid. A 3-year contract worth close to $60 million. And although there is no team option or player option, a lot of people thought he's getting traded, but no. Daniel Gafford is here to stay. And the other player that needs to get paid is PJ Washington, which we'll have to wait and see how that goes. But the number one player we've all been waiting for, the player that everybody thought would leave because of the trade in February, or he doesn't want to be in Dallas anymore, Kyrie Irving. And we got confirmation that Kyrie Irving is indeed re-signing with the Dallas Mavericks, but it goes way deeper than that. Not only did he take a massive pay cut, but he's also doing the Dallas Mavericks a solid to help us get a point guard over the summer. So in this video, we're going to take a look at every single bit of detail surrounding Kyrie Irving, his contract, how can we go out and get another point guard, and why should Kyrie get a statue in Dallas? But how's it going, everybody? My name is Marcel Martin. This is Mavs Digest, bringing you the latest news on everything Mavericks related. And before we get started with today's video, we're currently sitting at 21,147 subscribers, getting so close to 22K. But if you want to be up to date on everything Mavericks related all summer long, we're going over contract extensions, trades, free agencies, Dwight Powell movement, whatever he decides to do. If you don't want to miss out on a single thing, make sure you subscribe. And yes, of course, I'm sitting here in my Kyrie Irving jersey, just waiting. I actually got my Kyries in the mail today, and it was just very poetic, as today was the day we finally got word on Kyrie Irving. It was a very tumultuous season filled with heartache, headache, losses, and injury, and with Kyrie Irving missing the majority of his upcoming season, a lot of fans were unsure of what was going to happen with a lot of our players, not just Kyrie Irving. But like I said in the intro, we did get word the other day that the Dallas Mavericks center Daniel Gafford intends to sign a 3-year contract extension worth nearly $60 million. Mavericks officials and Gafford's agents Mike George and Shai Say of Clutch Sports negotiated the new deal through 28 and 29, which is amazing. I thought that was a very team-friendly deal. It helps us out with our cap situation, as I've said in many videos. When we sign Cooper Flagg, we will be over the second apron. We have to try to save salary, get below that second apron. We need to get a point guard. The Dallas Mavericks are obviously looking for a point guard. There's a lot of things that need to happen over this summer before we get ready for next season, but a lot of those things seem to be put at ease after today, as we just found out not too long ago. Breaking news! The Dallas Mavericks' 9-time NBA All-Star Kyrie Irving is declining his $43 million player option and intends to sign a 3-year, $119 million contract with the franchise. The deal includes a player option in the 2027-2028 season. That is absolutely crazy. In my honest opinion, I thought best case scenario, Kyrie Irving opts out of the $43 million. I'm sorry, he opts in to his $43 million option. Maximize your dollars, get the $43 mil this year, and then next year, whenever you can, negotiate an extension that is team friendly or whatever you think is appropriate. No way, shape, or form did I see Kyrie Irving ever leaving the Dallas Mavericks. He's had a very good time here. We've been very accommodating. The people of Dallas love Kyrie, and Kyrie loves the people of Dallas. And with that report, that just proves it. He left $3 and some change million on the table, knowing our whole money situation this summer, but he did that for Dallas while also signing a contract that is very team friendly, less than $40 million a year. I honestly thought 40 would have been fine. 40, maybe 42 mil. I know he's injured. He's going to miss the majority of the season. Maybe just half of the season, really. Of course, Kyrie Irving is still an amazing player. 9-time All-Star. You already saw. You know how good Kyrie Irving is. But I do like this contract for Kyrie Irving. I think it's very modest money. He could obviously, after this contract, play for another contract, which I'm sure he's going to retire a Dallas Maverick. But most importantly, it sets us up for the future. When Cooper Flagg gets here, we got to make sure that we still have some breathing room, and we'll go over those contracts later in this video because things are going to look even better. But really quick, let's take a look at Kyrie Irving, how well he played last year, and why he deserves this contract. And honestly, he probably deserves a little bit more. But let's take a look right here. Last season, Kyrie Irving averaged 24.7 points, 4.8 rebounds, 4.6 assists, 0.5 blocks, 1.3 steals, 2.2 turnovers, and 2 fouls per game while shooting 47% from the floor and 40% from 3. And let's not forget, he was also an All-Star. Although he was an alternative All-Star, he was still an All-Star, and he is still a Dallas Maverick, most importantly. But the other news that we definitely want to go over is this right here, is this salary cap situation of the Dallas Mavericks. This does not reflect Kyrie Irving's new contract. However, I wanted y'all to see how things are set up. Dwight Powell did, in fact, opt into his $4 million this year, but next year we are not paying Dwight Powell. This is the last year of his contract. Not sure if we'd bring him back or we say, hey, Dwight, retire and just come back and hang out on the bench with the rest of them. Just be there for the vibes, right? We also don't have Dante Exum or Spencer Dinwiddie, which frees up even more money. But with this contract of Kyrie Irving, it does give us some breathing room. If we take a look right here, this is Kyrie Irving with his player option. We were only $12.6 million from the second apron. Now, you change that $42.9 million to the $39.6, that's roughly $3 million relief, giving us about 15 and some change million dollars until we hit the second apron. Why does that even matter? Because Cooper Flagg will be making $14 million a year when we draft him. So that gives us about $1.5 million until we hit that second apron, which will help us tremendously in looking for a point guard, while also in the fall trying to negotiate with PJ Washington on his extension for the following year. And if we just go back to the previous graphic, I'm all over the place. Like I said, in this graphic, PJ Washington, whenever he's ready for his extension, there will be some money freeing up for him. And if we trade any players like a Caleb Martin or maybe a Jane Hardy for someone on an expiring deal to open up cap space, then there is a reality where Kyrie Irving, who is already coming back to Dallas, where we have Cooper Flagg being drafted to Dallas, and we just have Daniel Gafford on extension to come back to Dallas, that we could also keep PJ for the long term. Regardless of how we feel about Nico Harrison, he's doing everything right by Dallas as of recently, getting Gafford back, getting Kyrie back, soon to draft Cooper Flagg tomorrow. Make sure you're here for the live stream. But things are looking very, very good for the Dallas Mavericks, but it does not stop there. We have even better news. Kyrie Irving honestly deserves a statue, and the Dallas Mavericks, everybody has to do everything in their power to get this man a statue, because what Kyrie Irving did is absolutely commendable. If we take a look right here, I'm all over the place. Mark Stein tweeted out, the sides just verbally agreed to the deal done by phone. Kyrie Irving will indeed decline his $43 million player option before tonight's deadline and sign a new 3-year deal with Dallas on July 6th. He followed that up by saying the year one salary in Kyrie Irving's new deal, league sources say, will enable Dallas to unlock a $5.7 million taxpayer mid-level exception to pursue a lead guard in free agency to run the team while Irving recovers from a torn ACL, which is absolutely amazing. So not only are we $1.5 million away from the second apron when we sign Cooper Flagg and we get Kyrie on his new deal, we have about $5.7 million to go out and try to get a point guard to hold things down until Kyrie Irving gets back. Kyrie Irving understood the assignment. He understands what we're trying to do, and he's still taking care of himself and his family. That contract, in my opinion, super team friendly. Again, I thought 40 to 42 mil would be what he wanted or what they land on. However, he's on a contract making good money while leaving money for us to go out and get another point guard, because Kyrie Irving understands that he wants to win, the city wants to win, the team wants to win, and this is just a plus. This is a win for Dallas, not just for Kyrie, not just for the Mavericks, but for all Mavericks fans. This is a huge win for us. Nico Harrison is in a great position to make even more moves this summer, maybe even on draft night. We all know that Nico Harrison is actively trying to get back into the first round of the draft to try to get, obviously, a point guard. If we take a look right here, I tweeted out, with Kyrie Irving's new contract, we're about 15 mil under the second apron. After Cooper Flagg will be about 1.5 mil under the second apron. Nico finna get someone on draft night, and obviously, Nico has always made moves on draft night, except for last year. We had just some late second round pick. But aside from that, Nico has always made moves on draft night. Expect to see something tomorrow, and if not, we're definitely going to be using this newfound money to try to fix our point guard woes over the summer. And the last thing we're going to take a look at right here. Oh, actually, no, that's everything. That's all the news I got for you today. Kyrie Irving is a Dallas Maverick. He's staying in Dallas for another 3 years. He does have a player option on the last year of his contract. We do have more money to get a point guard. Hopefully that happens on draft night, if not over the summer. And we've talked about many targets already. Expect to see more in the future. But let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Do you think Irving's contract is an overpay, underpay, or just right? In my opinion, it's an underpay. However, Kyrie Irving is an amazing person and an amazing player, and I'm glad to see him back on the team. But let me know what's in the comment section down below. We can have a conversation about it. But that's all I got for you guys today. Thanks for making part to the video. Make sure to check out our Twitter and Discord. Link in the description below. And as always, y'all take care. Drink water. Peace.